Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So today is 21st of May. It is Tuesday. And it is Vaishaka Masa or Madhusudana Masa. And Shukla Paksham, Trayodasi Tithi. So there is one Vaishnava event today. So this is Shri Jayananda Prabhu disappearance today. So there are few information from the ISKCON.com. So I shall read a few lines. So the test of a theory, this is the disappearance of Shri Jayananda Prabhu. The test of a theory is in its implementation. While one can spend a lot of time analyzing the process of bhakti, faith readily comes when one sees the theory in action. Jayananda Prabhu is such a devotee who exemplified in an almost classical manner the process of bhakti from inception to completion. When he left his body on May 1st, 1977, Srila Prabhupada instructed that his disappearance day should be celebrated as that of a great Vaishnava. Observing the pastimes of such devotees greatly reaffirms one's faith in the process of bhakti. So about the background, so Jim Carr was the all-American boy, handsome, strong, intelligent, born in an upper middle class family. A good student, he took a degree in mechanical engineering from Ohio State University. However, despite his outward trappings of success, he was often unhappy, empty, and dissatisfied with the material conception of life. Jim did not fit in the upper class crowd, so it was not very surprising that he ended up driving cabs in San Francisco. Though an introspective person, he was not really religious. His depression was almost suicidal when in 1967. He happened to read a small article in the San Francisco paper about an Indian Swami who had come to the Bay Area to propagate the chanting of the names of God. For some reason, the article ignited an area of hope within him. He resolved to attend the lecture of the Indian Swami. In the Bhagavad Gita 7.16, Krishna says, "Four kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the absolute." Jim was searching for answers from the material miseries, and in such a mood, took his first step toward his destiny. In the beginnings, Jim was instantly attracted to the Indian Swami, who was none other than Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON. He had been in the USA for only a year and was in the process of establishing his mission of bringing Krishna consciousness to the Western world. Jim began to regularly attend the program morning Bhagavatam lectures of Srila Prabhupada. On some occasions, Jim would be the only guest listening to the morning lecture. Soon, he became very attached to Srila Prabhupada and his teachings. Prabhupada lovingly reciprocated and would sometimes personally cook prasadam for Jim and serve him. Soon thereafter, Srila Prabhupada accepted Jim as his disciple and initiated him with the spiritual name Jayananda. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 19:151, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that out of many millions of wandering living entities, one who is very fortunate gets an opportunity to associate with a bona fide spiritual master by the grace of Krishna. By the mercy of both Krishna and the spiritual master, such a person receives the seed of the creeper of devotional service. In this way, Jayananda received the seed of devotion. Out of the causeless midst of Srila Prabhupada, from the instructions and teachings presented by Srila Prabhupada, he understood his real and special relationship with Krishna, with Guru, and that there is an authorized process to establish this relationship. And his attraction to Krishna consciousness, Jayananda was completely enamored by Krishna consciousness. He would rise every day morning before 4, do a little arati, chant his rounds of japa, read and cook prasad. Then he would go for his incense run, selling incense sticks. He never deviated from this. He was completely happy as long as he was practicing Krishna consciousness. Jayananda worshipped prasadam. When a little prasadam spilled on the floor, he would lick it up. He loved to cook, eat, offer, and distribute prasadam in a big way. He even said prasadam with so much love and devotion that it made one immediately want to take some. Another example of his attachment to Krishna consciousness was his love for the holy name. He was always seen chanting and dancing enthusiastically during kirtans. One day, after working hard for 10 hours straight, when all other devotees were looking forward to some rest, Jayanand enthusiastically bounced into the temple room for kirtan. His japa was very intense, very focused, as he strove to personally associate with each and every syllable of the Mahamantra. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami mentions that the process of sadhana bhakti begins with a little faith, Shraddha. This faith then blossoms into a desire for devotee association, sadhu sangha, and then into bhajana kriya, devotional service. Similarly, Jayananda, after receiving the association of Srila Prabhupada and other devotees at the temple, began to execute devotional service as per the instructions he received from his spiritual master Srila Prabhupada. As he executed his sadhana sincerely, he became purified of the material impediments to devotional service, anadda nivritti, and began to manifest all attractive qualities of a pure devotee. There are many sections. I'm just going to skipping and then going to Jayananda, the king of Radhayatra. Jayananda was the backbone of the Bay Area Radhayatra for several years. Behind the scene, he would do everything for the preparation of the festival. He would beg food, flowers, funds, buy materials, and build the carts. He would arrange for the permits, organize the cooking and serving of prasad. Although things always went right down that way, he would consistently succeed in fulfilling all these plans every year. After the festival, he would cook a cake or a pie for each and every person who had somehow helped in the festival. Because of his efforts, the Bay Area devotees to this day enjoy ama- an amazingly harmonious relationship with the city officials. In his last days, Jayananda was busy organizing the Radhayatra from the hospital bed. He would talk to people on the phone, send his associates to meet various persons, and things began to miraculously materialize. Every moment of his life was preciously used in the service of Krishna. And a special relationship with Srila Prabhupada. Jayananda has complete faith in Srila Prabhupada. He perfected his devotion by making the instruction of Srila Prabhupada the very core of his life. He was advanced enough to realize that his real association was through following the instructions of spiritual master, unlike the most of the other devotees who would go out of their way to get some personal association of Srila Prabhupada. Jayananda was content to work in the background, carrying out his instructions. He exemplified the superiority of association by Vani, instructions, over Vapu, the personal association. Srila Prabhupada would invariably call up Jayananda when he was in the temple. Jayananda would resist, saying, "No, I cannot go. I am too dirty. I am too fallen." Such were the transcendental exchanges between the spiritual master and his dear disciple. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila 19159, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that among all the living entities wandering throughout the universe, one who is the most fortunate comes in contact with the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and thus gets the opportunity to execute devotional service. Jayananda was one of these fortunate souls who come in contact with a pure devotee of the Lord, and under his guidance was able to perfect his devotional life. And the conclusion, Jayananda passed away on May 1, 1977. He joined the Krishna conscious movement in 1967, just when it is in the beginning, and left the planet a few months before Srila Prabhupada. In the scriptures, it is said that when the pure devotees of the Lord appear to execute his will, their associates invariably accompany them. One cannot help but speculate that Jayananda had only come to serve his eternal spiritual master. The fact that Srila Prabhupada was on this planet at the time of his passing away is also significant. It let Srila Prabhupada affirm that everyone should follow the example of Jayananda. Sri Jayananda Prabhu ki jai. That is from the event's perspective. We shall quickly move into Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, so Sukadeva Goswami, he is offering his praise to the Supreme Lord before he speaks further about the creation, maintenance, and destruction, and how Lord has employed his energies. So for Sukadeva Goswami, he has done his prayers in three shlokas. So one of the last shloka is Yad Kirtanam Yad Smaranam Yadikshanam Yad Bandhanam Yad Shravanam Yadarhanam Lokasya Sadhyo Vidhnoti Kalmasham Tasmai Subhadrasravase Namo Namaha. The whomever we always glorify, whomever we always remember, whomever we always desire to see, and whomever we always offer our obeisances, and whomever about the glories of the Lord we hear all the time, and whom we worship, and to that Lord I'm offering my obeisances. Just by hearing and glorifying His glories, the entire cosmic manifestation, all the living entities will be completely purified of the sinful activities. Likewise, he prayed in the last sloka. So today he is mentioning about the very intelligent people who are taking the shelter of lotus feet of Krishna, just leaving their present and future and completely cleared of material contamination, and then making their life perfect. And so to that Supreme Personality of God, I am offering my obeisances. Likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is further one more beautiful shloka. So we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter number 4, verse number 16. विचक्षणायच्चरणोपसादनात् सङ्गं विदस्य उभयतो अन्तरात्मनः विन्दन्ति हि ब्रह्मगतिं गतक्लमाः तस्मै सुभद्रश्रवसे नमो नमः चरण upasadanaat. So the vichakshana, very highly intellectual people, yet charana upasadanaat, and whose lotus feet making as their ultimate aim, yet charana upasadanaat, simply dedicating oneself onto the lotus feet, onto that person. Who is that? The Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet charanopasanat, yet charanopasadanaat. Sangam vidasya ubhayato antaratmanah. Sangam vidasya, and the attachment Ubayato antaratmanaha. So Ubayato is the present and future. Vidasya, just leaving aside, giving completely. Sangam Vidasya Ubayato antaratmanaha. By the heart and the soul, leaving about the present and future of this material existence. Sangam Vidasya Ubayato antaratmanaha. Vindanthi Brahmagatim Gataklamaha. Vindanthi. So they they move progressively towards Vindantihi Brahmagatim Gataklamaha, towards the spiritual existence, Brahmagatim Gataklamaha, without any difficulty. Vindantihi Brahmagatim Gataklamaha. Without any difficulty, they progress towards the spiritual existence. Who? All Vichakshanas, the highly intellectual people. Tasmai Subhadrasravase Namo Namaha. So to whomever these all the intellectual people making as their objective of their life, to that person, to that supreme personality of Godhead Krishna, I am offering my obeisances. Who is Subhadrasravase Namo Namaha. He is all auspicious. Shravase, just by hearing one who is heard about his glories, Shravase Namo Namaha. He will be all, um, it will be all auspiciousness. Unto that person, I am offering my obeisances again and again. Namo Namaha. Vichakshana yat charmopasadana sangam vidasya ubayato antaratmanaha vindantihi brahmagatim gataklamaha tasmai subhadrasravase namo namaha. So, translation for this verse. Let me offer my respectful obeisances again and again unto the all auspicious Lord Shri Krishna, the highly intellectual, simply by surrendering onto his lotus feet or relieved of all attachments to present and future existence, and without difficulty progress towards a spiritual existence. And purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. So can I request Jahna Kanya Mataji, would you like to go up to here, up to the middle of this purport?
Hare Krishna. Lord Sri Krishna has repeatedly instructed Arjuna, or for that matter, everyone concerned with becoming his unalloyed devotee. In the last phrase of his instruction in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in Bhagavad Gita 1864-66, he instructed most confidentially as follows. Sarvagayataman mam bhuyaha sriru me paramam vachaha ishtoshti me drisdhamiti tato vakshyami te tam manmana bhava madbhakto majjay Yeji mama skrutu mam evasyashi satyam te pratijane priyoshimi sarvadharma parityajya mamikam dharmamam vicha aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami mashuchaha. My dear Arjuna, you are very dear to me, and therefore only for your good I will disclose the most secret part of my instructions. It is simply this: become a pure devotee of mine and give yourself unto me only, and I promise you full spiritual existence, by which you may gain the eternal right of transcendental loving service unto me. Just give up all other ways of religiosity and exclusively surrender unto me, and believe that I will protect you from your sinful acts, and I shall deliver you. Do not worry anymore. Persons who are intelligent take serious notice of this last instruction of the Lord. Knowledge of the self is the first step in spiritual realization, which is called confidential knowledge. And a step further is God realization, which is called more confidential knowledge. The culmination of the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is God realization. And when one attains this stage of God realization, he naturally voluntarily becomes a devotee of the Lord to render him loving transcendental service. This devotional service to the Lord is always based on love of God and is distinct from the nature of routine service as prescribed in Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, or Dhyana Yoga. In the Bhagavad Gita, there are different instructions for such men of different categories, and there are various descriptions for Varnasrama Dharma, Sannyasa Dharma, and renounced order of life, controlling the senses, meditation, perfection of mystic powers, etc. But one who fully surrenders unto the Lord to render service unto him, only of spontaneous love for him, factually assimilates the essence of all knowledge described in the Vedas. One who adopts this method very skillfully attains perfection of life at once, and this perfection of human life is called Brahma Gati, or the progressive march or in spiritual existence. As
Hare Krishna Mataji.
sorry,
We shall give to other devotee Mataji.
okay, sure. I thought you said kanji.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Can
No
I
worries.
request? Is Malati Mataji available? Okay, if not, so can I request other devotee to take a turn, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, can I read?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Okay, thank you. As enunciated by Srila Jiva Goswami on the basis of Vedic assurances, Brahma Gati means to attain a spiritual form as good as that of the Lord. And in that form, the liberated living being eternally lives on one of the spiritual planets situated in the spiritual sky. Attainment of this perfection of life is easily available to a pure devotee of the Lord without his undergoing any difficult method of perfection. Such a devotional life is full of kirtanam, smaranam, ikshanam, etc., as mentioned in the previous verse. One must therefore adapt this simple way of devotional life in order to attain the highest perfection available in any category of the human form of life in any part of the world. When Lord Brahma met Lord Krishna as a playful child at Vrindavana, he offered his prayer in which he said, Shreya Shritim Bhakti Mudasyete Vibho Klishyante Kevala Bodha Labhyate Tesham Asau Klesha Eva Shishyate Nanyad Yatastula Tushang Vagatim. Bhakti Yoga is the highest quality of perfection to be achieved by the intelligent person in lieu of performing a large quantity of spiritual activities. The example cited here is very appropriate. A handful of real paddy is more valuable than heaps of paddy skins without any substance within. Similarly, one should not be attracted by the jugglery of karma kanda or jnana kanda or even the gymnastic performances of yoga, but skillfully should take to the simple performances of kirtanam, smaranam, etc. under a bona fide spiritual master and without any difficulty attain the highest perfection. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So it's once again very beautiful purport. Here Prabhupada is bringing, putting this one, the stress on the Vichakshana. Vichakshana is the intelligent. So here Krishna is giving all his instructions, the best instructions to Arjuna here. Sarvaguhyatamam bhuyaha shruname paramam vachaha. This is supreme instruction. Because istosi me dhrudamiti tato vakshami te hitam. I am telling for your sake, O Arjuna. What is that one? Manmana bhava madbhakto madjaji mam namaskuru mam yevaisi satyam te pradijane priyosi me. Pratijani priyosmi. You are very dear to me. Priya, priyosimi. What is that one? Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam saranam raja aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayami masuchaha. I'll be relieving you from all kinds of sinful activities. You simply surrender unto me. This is Krishna tesham sadayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhiyogam tam. This is yenamam upayanti te dadami buddhiyogam tam. The highly intelligence I will give, that is vichakshana. That is how one person will become vichakshana. That is buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantate. In such a way you will come to me. One has to keep his faith steady and process in under the guidance of spiritual master, gradually progress. That way he will attain the supreme perfection. And then here the Prabhupada is giving here, who are intelligent take serious note of this last instruction of the Lord. This is where we start the bhakti yoga. And then further Prabhupada is explaining about everything, all the culmination of knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. It is simply to glorify the Lord. And it is surrender ourselves to the lotus feet of the Lord. Render him loving devotional service. And this is also karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga. These are the gradual initial steps for the karma yogis, for the conditioned souls. Initially, they may be having some desires, so they perform some kind of pious activities to fulfill their desires. Who are a little bit advanced, they gain what is the knowledge. Who have got the knowledge further, they do dhyana and the Lord. And then further, who is completely understood all these things, then he surrendered himself onto the lotus feet of the Lord and then glorify all his potencies, pastimes, and everything. So that is the gradual progress of that spiritual life through Varnashrama Dharma. Brahmana Kshatriya Vaishya Sudra Brahmacharyam Gruhastha Vanaprastha Sannyasashrama. So it is a gradual process. For what? By controlling the senses and meditation, perfection of mystic powers. Yes. So here, the main thing is the controlling of the senses. This is also a part of kind of dhyana yoga. But here, a devotee automatically he will achieve all these things while he is engaging himself in the devotional service, rendering service unto me out of spontaneous love. This is Sambandha Avideya Prayojana. Knowing the relationship, progressing towards that relationship, attaining the Prayojana, the ultimate benefit. That is, the ultimate benefit is the Brahmagati, progressive march in the spiritual existence. This is in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The last verse, Krishna says that one who understands everything, they will attain this Brahmagati. And here, Jiva Goswami also is stressing that one. It is that form as good as that of the Lord. Brahmagati means to attain spiritual form as good as of the Lord. Yadarahitamatmanam bhutendriya gunasayaihi swarupena mayopetan pasyan swarajyamruchyati. This is, he will attain his own form in the spiritual form and go back to the Lord to enjoy with the Lord. That is Swarupa Siddhi. Yadarhitamatmanam bhutendriya gunasayaihi swarupena mayopetam pasyan swarajyamruchyati. Swarupena mayopetam pasyan swarajyamruchyati. So that is Swarupa. And that is as good as the Lord in that form, liberated living entity being eternally lives on the spiritual planet situated in the spiritual sky. And then without any difficulty, without all going through this Sata Parichatma Samadhi Yoga Bhalena Jitva Prakritim Bhalistam Twameva Diraha Purusham Vishanti Tesham Srama Syanatu Sevayate. Many people they go and try to control the senses and the nature of the body, the material things, but the devotees they simply take your devotional service and attain the perfection. How easy it is. So this is undergoing any without his undergoing any method of perfection. Such a devotional life is full of kirtanam, shravanam, smaranam, ikshanam, etc. As yat kirtanam, smaranam, idikshanam. So one must therefore adopt this simple way of devotional life in order to attain highest perfection of the life. This one is also Brahma's prayer is saying that about the Shreya Shrutim Bhakti Mudasyate Vibho Klishintite Kevala Bhodalabdhaye Teshamaso Kleshala Eva Shishyate Nanyata Sola Tushava Ghatinam. So this is skins of the grains. Skins of the grains. There's one is always trying to extract the grain from the just skins of the grains. There is no grain in it. That is useless. These are compared with a karma kanda, jnana kanda, and dhyana. So these are mentioned like that. So whereas the actual substance, the grains, it is the bhakti. And this is the way of having yat kirtanam yasmaranam idikshanam yad bandhanam yashravanam yadarhanam. This is the bhakti yoga, complete substance. There is no other thing. It is pure substance. So here Prabhupada is bringing that one. So a real paddy is more valuable than heaps of paddy skins. So that is the devotional and rendering devotional service. Like we have seen Jayananda, how he has dedicated his 10 years of life as soon as he entered. And just before Prabhupada left, he left few months before. And though even in his last moments, he rendered completely devotion, absorbing that is Krishna consciousness. That is Kirtanam, Smaranam, etc. Under a bona fide spiritual master and without any difficulty attain the highest perfection. Very beautiful. That is from Srimad Bhagavatam. It's a long purport as well. Okay. So we shall quickly move into Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So this is Vichakshana yat charnopasadana sangam vidasya abhaito ubhayato antaratmanaha vinnantihi brahmagatin gataklamaha tasmai subhadrasdavase namo namaha. That is Sukadeva Goswami prayers. We shall quickly move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today it is small letter. Can I request other small any devotees to read this small letter, please? Letter to Sri Rama, February 17, 1970, Los Angeles.
I can read, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
My dear Sridhama, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge the receipt of a letter dated 12th February 1970. I am very glad to know that you are doing well in Boston Temple. I did not know where you are staying and I was very much anxious about your health. So I wrote to Subala and he has conveyed my message to you. Now I am relieved to learn that you are engaged in cooking and your injury is healing nicely. I am also feeling very well here in Los Angeles. Garga Muni has rented a nice house, sunny compounds for me, and I am being attended by two good boys, Nanda Kumar and Devananda. Hope this letter will meet you again in good health and thank you for a sincere service. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Any takeaway point, Prabhuji, from this letter?
No, takeaway points is Prabhu, as we know, Prabhupada is always very keen about his devotees' health, and he is not like someone which is he look after himself. He always very careful, always he take always very care of his devotees, his health, their spiritual progress, mental, physical well-being. So Prabhupada always care about the devotees for their spiritual growth, also for the mental and physical well-being. So that's what Prabhupada is very careful here with know about what's going around with his devotees, how they are doing in terms of health, in terms of service. So if you couldn't able to contact them, you try to contact other devotees, try to find more information about them. So this is kind of how compassionate Srila Prabhupada is to all the living entities, especially to his devotees. That's my understanding.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very wonderfully summarized. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to share? Any comments?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yeah, I just wanted to add to this that Prabhupada is always appreciative of what is service his devotees rendered to him. So when he's in Los Angeles, like he is appreciating that he loves the place. It's a sunny place because Prabhupada's health, cold places were also not very like good for his health. So he enjoyed. I mean, he appreciated when it was like a sunny place and the two boys who looked after him. So that also he mentioned in that letter to Sridama. That's Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Nandakumar and Devananda, they are serving Prabhupada very nicely. Okay, thank you so much. Any other points, dear devotees?
How he mentioned about cooking, how he was pleased that he was engaged in cooking. Cooking is one of the most beautiful service I have experienced myself. So when I have a spare time, I go in the kitchen and help. It's so lovely. And when I'm getting tired sitting and standing and doing the puris and things, I still have the energy to carry on even when there's not enough devotees helping. I don't understand it. You develop the kind of energy and strength and desire to keep on performing. And it's such a relishable activity.
Thank you, Mataji. So yes, cooking, it is nourishing our body. That is the yeah. It is very pleasing process. Thank you so much, Mataji. Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have got a preaching practice session with Sita Sundari Mataji at 8 p.m. That's all from the announcements point of view for today. And dear devotees, if you have got anything to share on Krishna consciousness, kindly share. Hare Krishna. Okay, if there are no further updates, then we shall conclude and continue with further japa. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो
नमः।
नमः।
अनन्तकोटि वैष्णववृन्द की जय।
वैष्णवान्
शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जय कृष्ण कॉन्शियस डे एवरीवन। हरे कृष्ण।